Hey guys, welcome back to another UHC Duels commentary. We are back for another of our episodes. I know as of late, some of my recordings have been a little bit off topic in terms of the whole point of my niche, where I'm just doing recordings at the same time as commentary, but I'll explain why in a second. You see, one of the things that's kind of been preoccupying me from just playing the craft, doing my duels matches, and then just doing my commentary as per usual is the fact that I've recently signed up for a 2,000 player civilization experiment. I've never seen those on YouTube, and oh my gosh, this guy's actually cooking me. Hold up. Pause. I need you to drop for me quickly. Okay, let's get this guy in the combo. Get in the lava. Oh, he's going to avoid it. Might have to do a little bit of a running throughout the match. And come on. And it's over. Oh yeah, but what was I saying again? Oh yeah. So if you don't know what civilization experiments are, it's been a trend on YouTube for a little while now. But pretty much an organizer will say, hey guys, I'm going to host this event that you have to be whitelisted for, and if you get into the events, you pretty much get to play on a server for a few hours a day. Like, it's open for a few hours a day when the organizer is available, and everyone is in hardcore. Oh, and it's usually all on a custom map with a little bit of twists here and there, so it kind of forces everyone to simulate, like, oh, we have to build society and all that good stuff. And I might think that, oh, this might be like a peaceful event. But no, people are plotting throughout this entire thing. You see, civilization events, they usually get millions of views. Most recent one, that's been out for 3 weeks, already has 9 million views. So if you want a way to get your name out there, in theory, as long as you do well in these civilization events, might be a way to start your career on YouTube. I know it's kind of a scummy way to look at it, but you can also meet friends from it too and get some connections. So just saying, it's a pretty good opportunity, not just for, like, you know, networking and also getting your name out there, but just to meet new people and have fun. So when I heard that there was a big event coming out, or well, applications would be opening for it in August, I was like, yo, sign me up right now. And I was so hyped to actually play in one, because I was like, yo, I just watched the recent video by Ish. I was like, that storyline is so cool. I also watched the Canadian cartel story, which happened to be in the same organizer's event. It's just that they didn't have any screen time in the main timeline. However, very successful points of view. I loved it. I just loved the commentary aspect of these civilization events. I feel like it would be a great opportunity just to really talk about and just share with you guys, like, okay, how does it look like from an insider's point of view? There's only just one slight problem, and that's everyone's kind of metagaming. Now, you might be a little bit confused, like, Crafter, what do you mean by metagaming exactly? And oh, this guy just left the match. But yeah, as I was saying, with metagaming, it's pretty much where you're just planning outside of the actual game strategy, just kind of like to do better, get an advantage. And normally for civilization events, at least from what I've heard, you're not supposed to do this. Like, for example, if you wanted to form a group or a nation, like, you shouldn't be doing this outside of the event. No, you should be doing that in the event, so it organically forms. Of course, for whatever reason, the organizer decided that, it's whatever. And you know, this might be a little bit to the detriment of people, because there's two groups who've been around for a few months, and let me tell you, not only are they well coordinated, but they have some stacked players and a massive population just ready to go. I know if people are watching from the event, they're like, oh, you're such a hater, Crafter, like, why are you hating on these groups? They're not even that bad. But let me tell you, it doesn't make things exactly fair when you really think about it, because the map size, for example, is only 6K by 3K blocks. And that's for 2,000 players. Like, do you understand how small that is? Like, literally, 6 kilometers by 3 kilometers. That might be a little bit confusing for the American viewers or people who read stuff in miles, so I'll put it on screen. But the point is, it's a small map. The other thing as well is that I believe that's all going to be on islands. So there's going to be a lot of water, so the actual land size is going to be a little bit on the small side. Again, for 2,000 players, not ideal. And this guy is rocking me like crazy, like, whoa, I need to actually kill this guy, but I don't know if I can pull off the W here. We're going to try our best, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Oh, God. Oh, he is ahead. Wait, I believe in the cause. Come on. Come on. Damn, that was close, and he was smoking me in regen, like, whoa. But yeah, a few groups, they've been just really planning this stuff out. I believe the second biggest group has existed for over a year. Hell, they even have applications to join their group. This is before applications for the main event even come out. So for these groups to have such a massive population, and this is after like a lot of these guys have applied and either been accepted or rejected from joining the groups, like, you gotta understand, we're up against ops that are extremely just well suited for whatever is to come. And me being me, I only found out about this like 2 weeks before applications even opened, so I was a little bit pressed for time. So I did what any gamer does best and metagamed myself, because if everyone's gonna use metagaming, if that's the standard, that's the meta, then so be it. We're going in. We're pulling all the stops, and unfortunately, your boy Crafter made a few, just questionable decisions when it came to advertising, or at least trying to grow the numbers. So one of the problems is that if you wanted to grow your force or group pre-event, the problem is that you can't advertise. Like, you're not allowed to advertise in the main Discord. However, they can't stop you from advertising outside of that, and like, so far it's pretty much like, it's a little bit of a gray area, but most groups I've seen have posted their propaganda on YouTube. So I thought, you know what, why don't I do the same thing? We're gonna use the sacred strat of using everyone else's strat and then try to do it a little bit better. And we had some mixed results, okay? And when I say mixed, I mean extremely mixed. Like, for one, my most recent short, which was a little just sprinkled with a touch of propaganda, did extremely well. Probably my most viewed short today and most liked one. However, we only got around 20-ish members from that. And for the amount of publicity we got from the short, being almost 3K just from regular, and then I also put $20 in for the Google ad stuff, which kind of worked a little bit. Got an extra 4K views from it. Did not pan out as well as I would hope, especially with the fact that we're up against groups that are numbering in the hundreds. So you gotta ask yourself at this point, like, okay, Crafter, if you can't get the numbers up, then what is one to do? That's an excellent question. Well, for one, we need to form a strong regime. And I don't know if my group is gonna do super well, but we're gonna try. We at least have a form of governance, and that might be a little bit undemocratic, but we don't talk about that. And then the other thing is, at least we have a few dedicated players. And some of these guys won't be playing in the event, unfortunately. However, they'll at least be giving us feedback here and there, and just things we could try doing on the more technical side. Side note, in this civilization event, a lot of stuff is nerfed. Like, for example, redstone is pretty much just non-existent, so any acts of mass terrorism kind of went out the window, but we have alternatives. Now, I get that some people will be like, oh, Crafter, why are you arming yourself for war? Especially if you're coming from, like, the civilization server, or you played in other civs, you're like, well, Crafter, why are you treating everyone like they're an op? Like, shouldn't you be out here working towards world peace? And all I gotta say is that is, like, the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, do you think countries in the real world are out here solely acting for world peace? No, everyone's acting for their own self-interest in some way or capacity. Like, regardless of how you want to think about it, people are motivated for a little bit selfish reasons, especially in a civilization event where the stakes are not even losing your actual life, you're just banned from the event if you die. Like, obviously people are gonna want to try their best to get their name out and, do well. The other thing as well is that if you dominate in these events, you usually get publicity from the organizer. And in these videos that get millions of views, people gotta say like it's for the content and just do like balls to the wall stuff like major political assassination or starting war. You never know. You never know. The other fact is that if people want peace so badly, then they should just like arm themselves to the teeth. I'm a firm believer of this, that every group that wants to play in the event, regardless of whether they want to be aggressors or just neutral all around, like you should always arm yourself, because you never know. What happens if your neighbor suddenly turns on you, becomes aggressive, tries to take you out? Even if you are not strong enough to stop that up, you need to make sure that you inflict as much pain and hurt as possible to at least spite them, or not even spite them, but to try to achieve mutually assured destruction. To say, hey, if you're gonna mess around, you will find out. Just like how I'm trying to mess around with this guy, and I'm finding out very quickly that I'm gonna lose. Like, oh my gosh, I think I'm hooked thoroughly. Yeah, it's over. Oh, he's crouching on me too. Damn. That was a massacre, jeez. Woo. Hey guys, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for today's video. It was a little bit on the longer end, at least in terms of the recording. I'm not sure how much of this I'll keep in the final cut. Might be cut down a little bit, might be cut down a lot. Hard to say. But in any case, thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you do want to keep up with how the civilization stuff is going, definitely check out our public Discord server in the description, because there I chat it up, as well as just share progress on all things Imperium, which is the name of my group. I don't know why I didn't mention it earlier, but that's besides the point. We'll see how we do, or if we even get in. I do admit there's over 10,000 people that were interested in just queuing up, and there's only room for 2,000 players. Okay, actually it's 2,500 players, because they needed to have extra room in case people just aren't available for the recordings. In any case, we'll see if I get in. I put my heart out into the application because I'm dead interested in playing it, purely for like the storytelling aspect of it. But again, we'll see. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.